everybody here I'm happy to see and I care about and I feel connected to and I feel is like part of family. And so that's the best part here. And I'm very excited about having Habib here from Morocco, who I met a few years ago almost. And Yusuf, I met like a few years ago. Both 50,000 Poets for Change, poets, organizers, and general raconteurs, as they say. So it's very great. So thank you for coming out. This first piece I want to dedicate to Susan Lamont, who just got back from 3.5 months in traveling in France and Scotland and Wales. And Habib, who is still traveling. This is called the Eiffel Tower. I never want to forget this night, walking to Bastille Metro, taking the train to Gare d'Austerlitz, ending up at Champ-Mars, walking this way, then the right way to the Eiffel Tower, walking up more than it must have been 100,000 steps to the first level of the tower, my chest pounding out of breath. I never want to forget walking the deck around the Eiffel Tower, checking maps on the outer railing indicating landmarks, churches, arches, bridges, taste of my heart beating at the back of my mouth. Paris spread out in banquet, scorpion fish in saffron, the waiter with thick curled mustache who wouldn't bring me bread until I placed my order, hold the baguette. I didn't have reservations. I never want to forget dinner on the Eiffel Tower, oh, city of Paris in the sky. Or the nice lesbians from New York at the table next to mine, chatting pleasures of Amsterdam pot bars and screwed up American sensibilities, paying my bill, then walking around the tower again and again. Now in the rain, I never want to forget calling my mother in Miami from a payphone with a World Cup phone card, telling her I love her from top of the Eiffel Tower, hologram of the Eiffel Tower, inside Tower Cinema, Jules Verne exhibit, movie of man in the moon swallowing, spaceship belching flames, film clips of acrobats and tightrope walkers, testing the tower heights, rhythm of the tower, and walking upon that rhythm, rain falling over green gardens, below green squares, green square lawns, hedges in mute light, and ant-men kicking a soccer ball across green fading lawns as rain fell harder and the glow of the tower swallowed up the distance and the lights of city of Paris in the sky swallowed up the man and the lawn as night fell. I never want to forget how night fell on my feet as I found the pace of my feet falling on wet stairs going down, how the rain fell. I never want to forget how far down it was or how big the tower became once I came closer to the earth again. How beautiful and unreal, big and bright and impossible the tower. I walked down and down, then on the ground looked back up at the skeleton of infinite illuminated erection, caught a glimpse of myself watching the glowing skeleton reaching, filling, grain green, cloudy night sky, watching, and I never want to forget the thrill of watching the Eiffel Tower, phosphorescent organism in the sky above branches of low trees as I look back toward where I'd been, rain falling in my face. As I turned back walking to the metro, I never want to forget the train to Bastille that never arrived as it should have, terminated at Invalides, where they put me and others on a bus to Gare d'Austerlitz, where we searched in straggling mass for connecting trains that would take us home. from the Eiffel Tower. I never want to forget how I surfaced from Metro at Bastille, jumped into a blast of rain, how I ran along the rain and under awnings in rain-soaked dark, ran under where there were no awnings, how I laughed, running and grinning, soaked as I scurried from Bastille to Maurice's apartment on some street I've already forgotten the name, but remembered the code, climbed exactly 60 stairs, I counted them in the morning, hung my jacket to dry, took off my clothes, put on pajamas, ate aspirins, checked email, pulled back the curtains, pulled open tall windows to the narrow street, turned on Paganini, turned out the lights, got into bed. I never want to forget sitting in bed in darkness, listening to the rainfall, occasional motorbike ripping at rain, listening to the frenzy of Paganini on CD with little speakers I brought along just in case I needed music and just in case the moment was right. I never want to forget how I needed the music or how right the moment was to open the windows and listen to Paganini. Rain dancing on the street, pouring my light out into the night. How I hurried to recall here in this song the things I'd done this night. How I hurried to write each movement down unless it escaped. Hurried so I wouldn't forget, thoroughly enjoying, remembering, recalling what I haven't forgotten, and the rain as it fell in Paganini and the Eiffel Tower. I never want to forget, not even 100 years from now. I never want to forget, oh Eiffel Tower, oh city of Paris in the sky. That's just to get me breathing. I have to start. We don't breathe in Guerneville. The next poem is called Poem for Mitko. And Mitko Gogov is a Macedonian poet who organized great events in Macedonia and who I became friends with. And we agreed to go out one day, and he would go into his world and I would go into mine, and we would write something for each other. And this poem comes from this book, Indefinite Detentions, which just came out, it was published in Canada, it's for sale. But Habib is translating this book now into Arabic for publication next year in Egypt, which is cool. So I'm going to read the English version, and Habib is going to read it in Arabic.
Okay.
So, poem for Mitko. Today, when Ziggy, the dog, and I go down to the ocean, we'll send you a poem. Some wild ribbon, invisible soul, bird in flight across chrome waters. We will wait for your silent reply. Look for a word and world of peace. Riding back over bright breakers from your land-locked European country. A sea monkey, I was born and raised in Florida. Learned my liquid life, now I am pulled by the moon. Birth and inevitability. Yes, the ocean gives us power. Tells us the rolling universe does not belong to us, no matter how hard we try to destroy it. Godless power, chrome waves, sun's flames soak my brow. Ziggy stops to dig in the sand, barks at the blue-black raven, calling from the stranded boulder on Shell Beach. I'd go crazy living on an island, surrounded by a fevered sea of woe and sapphire horizons. I plan for a busier tomorrow, but I can't get the ocean out of my head. You could crave another island. But whatever is there I can't describe,